3, 2, 1. Yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
What is going on, everybody? This is another episode of the Mantown Podcast. A little bit early today, I would say, but we're going to go ahead and get.
What is going on, everybody?
The echo is crazy.
Echo was crazy.
But Caleb, what's going on with you, bro?
Not much. Thanksgiving coming up. Football is tomorrow too as well. Even though our team not playing, but you know it's holiday season. Christmas coming up too, and the heart of the football season is right here in our laps. So it's gonna get a little intense.
Yeah, it is. So, speaking of things, let's just go ahead and get started with the program and the show. Um, Commanders are on a 3-game skid. Sunday, we lost against arch rivals after we were up here with BJ Nix talking about how much we were going to win and stuff. But um, unfortunately, that did not come to fruition. The game was crazy, especially in that fourth quarter. I believe that was probably one of the highest scoring fourth quarters we've seen in a while in NFL history. But Caleb, let's go ahead and discuss this, man. Like, what's going on with the offense? The you think?
I mean, I mostly look at the interior line is a little off right now. I mean, the play calling could be better as well. Terry not getting the targets, which is really weird. The first couple of several weeks, Terry was getting a lot of targets throughout the games. And now I think he's fourth in the last 4 games on targets right now. He only has 17 in the last 4 games. Like, that's unacceptable. Noah Brown is our target leader right now. Noah Brown is our target leader right now. That needs to change. So they have to figure something out. Whereas to get the ball moving a little bit more, I know Eckler had a gruesome head injury, so we may not have him for the rest of the season. B-Rob did practice today, limited, but he did practice today, even though he had an ankle injury. So, but we all know what this team needs, DC. I mean, they've been overachieving throughout the whole season. I think none of us expected to be 7-2 at the time, or at least 7-4. They are ahead of schedule as far as them competing and winning games. But now reality is kind of set in a little bit, whereas you understand that you're deprived with talent. Corner, receiver, edge. I mean, they could really add to almost every position on the field. That's how set back we were with the last front office that we had. So, you know, nothing we can do now about it. But we need talent at receiver. We need talent at corner. We need talent at D line. We need a pure run stopping D tackle. Everywhere, man. So, you know. But we knew this. Well, at least I knew this.
Please don't. Please don't do that. No.
I told. Hey, listen.
If you guys want to join in on the conversation and cook, Caleb, you can also click this link right here, the StreamYard app. Come join us and have a conversation about what's going on with the team, and we preview our next opponent, Tennessee Titans. Because after Caleb just said that was very nasty work.
How is that nasty? It okay.
Okay, whatever. So anyway, You're funny, man.
So John Kahn just tweeted what Brian Robinson said. Said he was able to put strength on his right ankle and move well. He said he made some sharp cuts and quick movements. Said it wasn't a high intensity day. I felt pretty good for what I was doing today. If all goes well, yes, I will play Sunday. So that's a positive because we need him in the running game. And also, Jaden in that Dallas game, he moved around pretty well. He moved around pretty well as far as running the ball, running with the ball, throwing the football. He wasn't perfect the whole game, but when it was crunch time, he did. He put on the Superman cape and he put his backpack on and he made plays. Unfortunately, it did not end the way we wanted it to end, but that's all I can see from him right now. He's when it's crunch time, he does perform.
Yeah. So I think I agree with a lot of the stuff you have said. Um, when it comes to the run game, um, we're not as effective as we were, and that's also kind of dealing with the fact that Brian Robinson has kind of been in and out of the lineup. And when we have Brian, our rushing percentage and the run game is better effectively when he is the starting running back. You see the difference between him and Eckler. Eckler can get you some yards, but he's not as consistent as an inside runner compared to Brian Robinson. Um, a thing I noticed was when you look at the last three teams we played, even though Dallas is not really strong interior interiorly up front at defensive tackle, the teams that we played, they had enforcers that were able to wreak havoc the inside of our own line, which is kind of the strength of the O line, I would say. I mean, the tackles have played fairly well, including Brandon Coleman, but they also got tested as well when they played some quality edge rushers down this last three stretch. But I think they're attacking the interior. They're trying to keep Jada in the pocket. They're trying to make Jaden stay in the pocket more than he would like, I would say. And then there are some times where when Jaden will run, he's running out of bounds, and there's a guy literally step with him. Another thing that I noticed is just really just you just said it right there, man. It's like the talent. Um, when we're talking about a lot of these spots in the preseason, we had a lot of concerns. We had a lot of question marks about certain spots. Um, Obviously, we know where we're at with corner. I mean, we traded for Marshawn, and that looks very highly expected for Sunday. I would say at least looking like he's going to make his debut either this week or maybe after the bye because he just practiced today. But when we're talking about the wide receiver room, um, after Terry, it's a bunch of other people. To be quite honest with you, it's a bunch of guys trying to contribute, trying to make up for a wide receiver two role. And I know a lot of people are probably going to come up here and say Noah Brown is the wide receiver too. Well, quite frankly, he's forced to be the wide receiver two because we don't have a wide receiver two on the roster. He's currently not on the roster. Noah Brown is more of a wide receiver three-ish, more four. He's a guy that come and contribute when necessary, and we see that when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. We saw that for Houston outside of maybe those 3 game stretch where he had 150 plus yards receiving. Uh, Zacchaeus, he's also a guy that's not considered wide receiver two material. De'Ami Brown's not wide receiver two material. Luke McCaffrey, we drafted him in the third round, but even with his skill set, his separation skills we see with the stats and the metrics, I still don't see him as a wide receiver too. I see him more as a wide receiver three. Um, that
That's
wide,
fine.
yeah, and that's
That's
cool.
fine.
But the wide receiver two is not on the roster, and we'll also talk about the tight end room. Zach Ertz Zach Ertz is a solid tight end, but in terms of getting yak, yards after catch and making plays after we're getting the football, he's not going to be that tight end. He's our Jason Witten, I would say. He is our Jason Witten for this offense. And a lot of people have been asking for Ben Sinnott, and I get it, but he should receive some opportunities. But I'm not necessarily thinking a lot of people are going to see him as the the tight end we want him to be. Maybe he can be. I don't know, but I mean, what is your evaluation on the targets and we have on the roster currently with Jaden Daniels?
They're very average. I think Luke. I don't think Luke is bad. It's just not a big enough sample size with these guys. I can't judge Luke or Ben Sennett and say I wouldn't say Luke is a wide receiver two. I would really say I can agree he's a wide receiver three. With the Ben Sennett thing, like he's just not getting the targets. He's just not getting the targets at all. So you can't really judge him and really put a put a period on who he is as a player. I think he's a really excellent blocker. I think he is that. He's really good in the run game as far as when you do those QB powers or QB the RPOs or the read options with Jaden. He's very good in that aspect. They just have to they have to they have to scheme stuff up for them. That's the only thing I can say. Let's just see what these guys are. You got to scheme up some plays for them. So, and that's up to Cliff. There's nothing we can do about it. God forbid, knock on wood, Zach Ertz gets hurt, then John Bates and Ben Sennett, they gotta split snaps with each other, and Jaden has to develop that chemistry with them. But you are correct. The wide receiver two is not on this roster at all. At all. They need to figure that out, and they can get that in the draft. They can get that in free agency. Um, so it's what we have right now. So can they get to the playoffs with this roster? Sure. Will they win a playoff game? I can't really
I
answer
think
that
it's based on
question.
matchup. I honestly think it's
Mhm.
based on matchup.
It is. It is. But we can only go so far with these guys that we have now. We can only go so far, in my opinion. So this deep playoff run and whatever. In the future, we could definitely do that with the right pieces. But right now, mm-mm, no, no.
So I have another question for you as well. Let's talk about this because you mentioned his name. Cliff Kingsbury. We obviously know that past three games we have struggled on offense. Um, we know that everybody is going to bring up the biggest question mark that we also had with Cliff when we got him, and that was my question as well. When it comes to down the stretch, the offense seems to fall off or falter. Do you think that is happening as well as the execution from the players on this offense?
Mm, I'm 50-50 with that. I did say after that Cowboys game, we were really gonna have to have a conversation, and it's teeter tottering in that category where it's like, okay, Cliff is about to hit this wall again. Where what are you gonna do? Um, and we banked on him being away from the game, trying to learn and see what he failed on and what can he do to get better. I will say this. Cliff is doing a lot of different things that he did not do in the past. And I'm going to find it here for you. Give me 1 second. I got it right here. Here it is. Um, 10 personnel. With Cliff in Arizona, he ran that in his 3 years in Arizona, 31% of the time, 13.55%. That's how much personnel, 10 personnel he ran in Arizona. With us, it's 3%. We're not doing a lot of spread empty sets. We're not doing that a lot this year. Granted, he understands that the offensive line is not the strength right now. It needs help, and he's masking the deficiencies, and so is Jaden. Um, 11 personnel with Arizona. It was 64%. With us, it's 34.6. So he cut that in half. He cut that in half. 21 personnel, two back sets. With Arizona, it was 1.8. With us, it's 7.9%, almost 8%. So he understands the dynamic of Brian Robinson and Eckler together. Both of them coming out the backfield, or one going out the backfield and one staying in the block, or you using one of them as a decoy in the flat, and you hand the ball over, you do a read option, and Jaden can pass it to the back or keep it. That's how creative that can be. That's how creative that personnel can be. You got 13 personnel of Arizona. That was 1.9%. With us, it's 5.4. So, it's certain things that he's doing. He is doing different things, and he is understanding that I need to switch up my packages a little bit and incorporate some plays here and there. Um, right now, it's this is the heart of the season where teams see what you're doing, and they're going to stop that unless they're a really bad team, or they're just terrible, and they can't stop anything. He has to look deep into his playbook. Again, he has to look himself in the mirror and say, what can I do to be a better play caller? And what formations can I do that nobody has seen yet? He should have you probably got a little mini book for the first quarter of the season. Now you got to have something else for the back half of the season. You gotta you gotta you gotta do something. So I think this Titans game is really going to tell me what is he doing differently. Now we see the same crap and we barely squeak by. That should tell you something. I feel like we should beat the Titans. Um, but I still value how you win and how you lose at the same time. But this Titans game, we gonna have to win. It's a must win. That Cowboys game was a must win, but this game is it's no excuse, no excuse whatsoever.
So I'm 50-50 as well. When it comes to Cliff, and um, earlier when we first signed him, I was not on board. I'm gonna be completely honest because while his offense was electric, I just wanted to see what could you do differently than your first stint. And you're correct. There are some things that he's doing differently. Um, but I think with we're seeing what's going on so far. I think I also want to say a lot of this stuff is, you know, I'll give him some type of grace because based on our eyes, it just looks like a lot of execution problems. It's drop passes, flags, misreads, not getting the push on the O line. I think that stuff should come into the microscope as well. Like I don't know if the team is tired because we've been playing a long weeks, things like that, and we had the mini buy, and that probably wasn't enough. But there are some things I do think that I would probably want to see Cliff do a little bit more. For example, I'll say I would like to see to mix it up. I would like to see Jaden under center at certain points. Try to mix it up with like some play action and things like that. Try to throw some teams off guard. Um, but it's gonna be an interesting conversation, man, because we're seeing this as the fan base firsthand. 3 games scared of what's going on with the offense, and I think it's very important for the relationship of him and Jaden if we are going to make this run on Jaden's rookie contract in the NFC with the likes of the Eagles, the Lions, and his division overall. Like this is gonna be This is gonna be something that we're gonna be keeping our eye on, like in order for Jaden to be up there and this offense to be consistent to help us win games.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man, we gonna see. We gonna see. To the defensive side, I think getting.
Oh, it's gonna be so nasty this weekend.
I know Lattimore was practicing today, limited, still
Yeah.
practice.
Hmm.
That's a big. That's gonna be a big lift for the secondary. I don't. You know what? I don't think he's gonna play this Sunday. This Sunday. I don't think he's gonna play. If he's limited throughout the whole week, I would say he won't play, and I think they'll just wait after the bye. That way he can get fully ramped up, and he'll be good to go. And he'll help their secondary a lot. I think Mike Sanders was playing good as the corner too, and Noah is playing good in the slot, and um, you add Marshawn back there, and him fully healthy. He's one of the best corners in the NFL. Uh, the run defense won't change at all, so we're just going to have to swallow that pill.
Like that's really the biggest. That and getting to the passer has was the biggest problem Sunday. That was literally the biggest problem Sunday.
Yeah.
We let a Dallas Cowboys team, respectfully, who was one of the worst rushing offenses in the league, had their way with us.
Hmm.
We only had 4 pressures,
Hmm.
and the offensive line was banged up. Like that's
No Zach Martin. No, yeah, like
very inexcusable, bro. Like at least should have been at least 10 pressures, at least. But we had no pressure at all. So that's something I'm concerned as well because when I look at this game coming up, I'm not sure what to really make of the Tennessee O line. I mean, I haven't really watched all their games so far, but they kind of look average, but they have some spurts of good play. Um, is this defensive front going to rebound against the Titans team that has been soaring with Will Levis returning back to the starting lineup? That's going to be the biggest question.
mm, yeah, I think Tennessee. I think J.C. Latham, their rookie, is playing pretty well in his rookie year. I don't think the Titans line is that good though. Like they don't have any excuse not to generate some type of pressure. They Yeah, their O line isn't that good, bro. So I doubt it. They just have to. They got to generate pressure, blitz. Now, if Marshawn plays, I can see them blitzing a lot more this year. Once he starts playing, I can see them blitzing a lot more. I think they trust those guys. I would trust Lattimore, Mikey, and Noah on the back end rather than having St. Juice back there who can't play the football and he can't jam a receiver at all. Marshawn Lattimore knows how to do that. So um, I could see that changing. They go play more cover one, cover three.
I agree with that.
That's what they want to run. That's what Dan Quinn loves to run. Cover one, cover three. He mixed up Joe Witt and then mixed up the cover two a little bit and the cover four. They played some cover four because they understood that the corners needed some help. Um, and you playing cover one brings an extra guy in the box, so that should help you against the run. But you still got to have those run stopping D tackles, and we don't have that yet. Um, so that's we're going to have to swallow that pill with the run defense. I'll tell you that right now. So Tony Pollard could be a problem Sunday.
I would start Tony Pollard on fantasy right now if I'm
Yeah,
looking at this defensive front.
yeah.
But I'm this is definitely a must win game. It's definitely a must win game. Um, you lost the last three. You lost a game Sunday that you should have won. Um, we'll circle back to what we should have done in that after we scored that Terry touchdown a bit, but it, I had a conversation with my students. They said we're still gonna make the playoffs, but I'm not saying we can't make the playoffs, but we have probably put ourselves in a hole where our margins are very small. We cannot make any type of mistake down the stretch. You had a Tennessee Titans thing coming back off the bye. You play the Saints, who have won the past couple of games, so you can't sleep on them. You have Philadelphia. You have, if I'm not mistaken, Atlanta as well, and then you end the season with Dallas. So this is not a time to be
Mhm.
honest, coming in games thinking we're going to win when it has shown us that we have won games in spite of the talent. Now we're heading to the stretch where we're losing games because the error the margins are small and the talent shows over certain areas, specifically wide receiver, corner, and defensive players.
Yeah. To be honest, bro, they can't lose. I mean, they can lose another game, but they really can't lose another game at all. They just can't.
Which is why I think they have to win this game before they head to the bye.
They, I said Dallas was a must win, but so I mean, eh, like, bro, like they gonna piss me off. DT, they pissed me off Sunday. They pissed me off. They better do something. They better do something. Cause it's not gonna be good if they lose. I'll tell you that. It just won't be. By the way, if you're a listener, viewer, y'all can click that StreamYard link and y'all can let us know your thoughts of the season so far, and changes, how you feel is what's happening. Yeah.
It's like I said, man. Look, so we got Tennessee this Sunday, and I'm going to the game. By the way, got Tennessee this Sunday after the bye week. Play at the Saints, and then your last two home games are back to back versus the Eagles and versus the Falcons game, and then you finish it off with the Cowboys. And quite frankly, um, looking at it right now, I think our competition will probably be Arizona, who we beat, and I would think Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay um, is like the second into on the edge team trying to get back in the playoffs, and we lost to Tampa Bay. So if Tampa Bay finds a string of games, they come up and they can have a chance. So we gotta be on the cues, man. Like just to be completely honest with
Yeah,
you.
we got the last seed right now. They got to keep winning these games, man. Like they just got to keep winning those games. Uh, that Eagles game going to be pivotal too.
All right, look like we got our first guest on the show. It's Steve. Oh, what's going on, Mark? How you doing, man? Welcome to Command Time.
What's good, man? I'm trying to mute. Uh, y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can.
Oh, all right. I had to mute the YouTube, and do the stream. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So, welcome to the show. Obviously, um, we were just discussing about the implications of this weekend and down the stretch. What are your thoughts about us currently right now with the seventh seed, kind of hanging by maybe a game and a half?
So I'm gonna say this first. All these Commanders fans that are tripping out, losing their stuff, like, oh my gosh, we lost to the Cowboys, it's over. Da, da, da. we're not even supposed to be 7-5 right now. If you want me to be completely honest with you, this is better than we could have expected. So the fact that they're even doing this, we need to be happy about. When's the last time we won 10 games?
2012.
I know the answer. I was just throwing it out there. Like, we have to be happy what's going on right now. So I agree that, yeah, we should have beat the Cowboys. That was a tough loss. But like I was talking to Caleb earlier, I think this is a kind of a must-win out, the rest of the season. Especially, we got to play the Eagles again. We got to play the Cowboys. I mean, Titans aren't in our division, but it's still a must, still a must-win. So, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I was about to say something. But DT, I think when this team was 7-2, right? I think, and I blame the media for this. When we're 7-2, and then they got these graphics out there saying we have a 7% chance to win the Super Bowl, this, and that.
Mm.
I think that's when the fans, they're drinking the Kool-Aid and they're like, oh yeah, like we can really, and then we trade for Marshawn Lattimore. Oh yeah, we gonna make this run. Let's be for real now. Like, of course, I felt like at 7-2, I felt like we could probably win a playoff game, like you said, DT, based off the matchup that we have. Like, if we play the Cardinals, I think we're beating them. If we play the Packers, I think we have a chance to beat them as well. We just have to keep. They just got to keep scoring points. But when we were 7-2, yeah, I think we were on our high horse at that point in time. It's like we feel unstoppable. The league is praising Jaden. Oh, he's not a rookie. He in the MVP odds. He's an MVP candidate. Yeah, some people, some media people, Brian Clark. I think Jaden is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. I think he can be better than Lamar. I think Jaden is a top 7 quarterback right now. Like, he's not the only one doing that. There's a lot of NFL pundits who are doing that. So
ESPN and Fox Sports just as bad as us.
Yeah, as fans,
For sure.
as fans, when we hear that, we don't have nice things a lot. We don't get nice things, DT. So when we get them,
say that one more time to all the Commanders fans that are listening.
We
appreciate that we are 7-5.
We don't get nice things, DT.
We don't.
we don't.
At work, it's so many Eagles and Cowboys fans walking around, and I want to talk, trash to them. I can't really say much because you know what they do. What have y'all done in the past 20 years? I mean, with Cowboys, I can say what y'all done in the past 20 years, but I can't say that to the Eagles. Can't say that to the Giants either. They got 2 bowls. Hey.
I mean, I think the Giants are, they're dysfunctional right now.
I'm talking about the fact that they at least have 2 bowls more recently. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, they are. But just be happy, man. Like, it's like we can never be satisfied. We are 7-5, and we should not be. This is supposed to be a rebuild year. Why is everyone so upset? Like, yeah.
Because expectations
have risen.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. When you get to a point where you're 7-2, and like I said, bro, like, it's a poor excuse, but that's my idea going into this or having this conversation. Like I said, I blame the damn media. The media is putting us in these conversations, and the fans are buying into it because we don't get talked about every offseason. We just don't. Easily. And we're getting talked about now. So it's like, yeah, when you're 7-2, 7-3, expectations have risen. Now we're expecting better things from you. Now when we see a team that's bad, we expect you to beat the hell out of them. We just expect you to do that.
Do you want to know why it's so messed up, though? We came in with no expectations. Be honest. What did y'all think we were gonna go record-wise before any of this happened in the off? And be completely honest.
I said to me 7 wins.
6,
I
7 feelings, Zion.
Yeah, and hold on. By the way, DT, all the people that say, "Oh, 5," you said 5 to 6. No, check my tweets. I said the floor was 5. The ceiling to me, the 7, they could possibly win 8 games, right? But you look at the schedule, just the rosters itself, I was like, it's possible for this team only to win 5 games, but I could see them winning 7, and they won 7. And they can win more.
Yeah, that's the thing. They can win more. We had them winning 7 through the whole season. We got what? 5 more games? Because we got to play the Saints and the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 5. No, hold up. Titans, Cowboys, Eagles, Saints. Yeah, okay. We got 5 more games left.
Yeah.
We could, hear me out. We could go 12-5. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. Like,
I'm just
saying. They got to, man, if that team if they went out and they're hot going into the playoffs, then that's another discussion that we can have. But yeah, I mean, they're going to win more than 7. There's no way they just plummet. That would be really, really insane.
You know what I think they're gonna do? They're gonna beat the Titans, right? And they're gonna go on a little bit of a run. I think we'll finish 11-6. We're not losing to the Cowboys again, and I bet they're gonna beat the Eagles this time.
What do you feel? What do you feel, DT? You always asking me for my damn score predictions. Yeah, how about you predict the rest of the season?
The regular season, I think we still have a shot to get the 10, 11 wins, man. Like, it's not far-fetched. We're already at 7. And once again, if we're being honest, the only team that is highly caliber on our schedule is Philadelphia. But we were up 10-6. And we also didn't have Lattimore in the first-time matchup, but we didn't really lose because of the passing game. We lost because we made mistakes, and then Saquon finally got loose in the fourth quarter. The run defense is going to be kind of is what it is at the point as you stated, but if we make the proper adjustments and if we get this Jaden that we saw, to be honest with you, if we get this Jaden against Philadelphia, I'm more confident because he looked like himself.
He does.
He definitely did. So,
Mark, how you feel about the defense and the offense going into the rest of the season? Cliff Kingsbury and just the defense as a whole. What changes do you need to see?
But first, I'm going to say this. I was high on getting Cliff Kingsbury. I'm very familiar with his offense because I watch a lot of college football. I've watched him for a while. And I told Caleb at the beginning of the season we were going to have a top five offense, and we did. Well, we still do. So I don't know if y'all remember. Was it like week 4 when Joe Witt was like, he's going to make the defense simpler, like more simple?
I believe it was around that week. Yeah.
And if you've noticed, since then, the defense has been looking good. I hate to say it, but they've been looking good.
Yeah, they have looked good.
They held the Eagles to what? How many points did they have entering the fourth?
Like, it was 6 points.
6 or something like. Yeah, like we did good against the Steelers. I mean, it was just a bang play that we missed out on. But like they've been playing better. If they can continue what they've been doing and the offense just gets right, I think it'll work. Cliff Kingsbury needs to do something different though, because what's happening right now, it's not working.
Yeah, it's very unacceptable.
We're struggling through the first 3 quarters, and you can't do that. You can't win a game having 9 points going into the fourth. It just doesn't work like that. So Cliff's gonna have to enter his bag because the defense is stepping up. We need the offense to play how they started. That's just what we need.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think the run defense will change that much. I expect this pass defense to get a big boost. That's going to be the strength of this defense once Marshawn comes back. That's going to have to be. And providing pressure on the edge as well. They just got to do that too.
Do you
But
do
yeah,
you do you think the defense has been doing that as far as like pressures on edge and
they
stuff?
have they're getting pressure. They're getting sacks.
Because we're
They're
what? We're top five in pressures and sacks, right?
I know we're top 10 in sacks. I know we're top 10 in sacks. Pressure rate I would have to look up, but um, this run defense is going to be our Achilles heel.
Yeah. We
It's
need
going
we
to.
need we need to have where did DT go?
I think he's an audio only,
Oh, audio.
but I've said we need a pure run stopping defensive tackle going into this draft.
Before
And
that, it it's time to have a conversation about Deron Payne.
yeah, we already. I spoke on that on my studs and duds 2 weeks ago of how he's just paid him all that money and he's he's not good.
Caleb, what did I tell you the day we paid him that money? What did I say? Tag him, right? To see what he would do.
hmm
No, y'all, Ron Rivera wanted to pay him.
DT, you heard that?
Do I hear Deron slander? This is perfect timing.
It's not.
Yeah, that perfect time.
It's not.
No, look, I was a Deron fan, but at this point, man, like it wasn't worth it, bro. It wasn't worth it.
Straight up, it just
Like,
wasn't.
we're not getting production that we expecting. And you look in our own division, and you got like Dexter Lawrence. Like he's not doing things like Dexter Lawrence is doing. He's not doing things like Jalen Carter doing. We're paying you to do stuff like that, and there's no impact whatsoever.
Neither is John Allen. They both need to go. I need two. I need another D tackle. I need two of them. Well, I need one of them.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah.
I need.
Because Johnny Newton's been stepping up, and so has Fedarian Mathis.
Newton's going to need an off season.
I need a great run stopping interior. We need somebody that can push the pocket. That's what we need, that's going to bode well for us as well.
There's a few though, but if I'm to be honest, they're not going to go into the offseason and just release them or what have you. They're going to use them.
I think John Allen is gone. I think he'll walk. I think Duran. DT, hear me out when I say this.
No, I'm listening.
If a team called to trade for Deron Payne, are you doing it? Like a third?
A third rounder?
I would give him up for a third.
I probably would too.
Cause he's top 10 in interior D lineman money. He's top 10. He's getting paid $20.1 million a year.
He ain't playing like no top 10.
Oh, brother.
It's sad because in this defense, I felt like what fit him more based on his athleticism, but no production whatsoever, dog.
None.
No production whatsoever. So
None.
it is what it is at this point. I mean, you got guys like Sheldon Day and Fedarian Mathis outplaying them.
For sure.
Fedarian Mathis, I hated that pick so much, but now he's finally, doing what he should have been doing when we got him. So, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Well, DT, you got any thoughts for this Titans game? What do we need to do? Mark, you can chime in too. What are the keys to win?
Bro, look, I think it's simple, bro. Like, you gotta get pressure on Will Levis. You gotta force him to make boneheaded mistakes. You have offense. You gonna have to figure something out because this is not a defense to sleep on. This is one of the best defenses that nobody has really talked about. But for some reason, they are like 27th in like points per game. I think last time I checked.
Yeah, because when they face good offenses, they get scored on. The Lions put up 52 on a dome. Like top 15 offenses, they can score on them. Like the Texans they put up 27. They lost they beat the Texans, but when they face good offenses, they score. This offense right now is taking a little dip.
Are they still?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna ask. I'm about to just check it. I wanted to see if the Titans were still number one in pass defense or not.
I know they're not good against the run. I know that I know that's for sure.
I'm about to check.
They're not good against the run. You can run on them. And speaking of the interior DT,
Caleb.
They're number one.
Oh, they're number one in pass defense. They're number one in total yards. They're 8th in rush.
They're 8th in rush defense. Well, I'm sorry, rushing yards per carry. You can look at the per carry stats. They're like 4.3. That's how much they allow.
And they're second on third down percentage.
Defense.
But they're 27th ranking for the points. It's weird.
Yeah, and if you look at the schedule, you got to look at who they play too. Because DT, if you look at the teams the Titans have played, like some of them are bad, some of them are really good. So you got, for example, they played the Bears, they played the Jets, the Packers put up 30, the Dolphins without Tua, they put up 12. They lost to the Colts. It's a divisional game. I mean, they know each other. The Bills put up 34. The Lions put up 52. The Chargers put up 27. The Vikings put up 23. And the Texans put up 27. When they face a competent offense, they can be scored on.
I'm not going to lie. They had a hard schedule. Why did they have such a hard schedule?
What was their thing last year? Were they like the third best team in the division?
They had to have been because
the worst team, and I think in that division was the Colts.
Yeah, so they must have been.
No. I'm sorry. No,
they had to be Tennessee.
They were the worst team in that division.
They were the last in the division, and because
that's how they got the tackle.
Yeah, because they had a 7 pick of the draft.
Their schedule, they act like they won a division with that schedule. That schedule is crazy, but
yeah,
when they face a competent offense, they can be scored on. So hopefully, we're competent this Sunday.
Cliff gotta do something different, and I'm not blaming it all on Cliff.
Yeah,
I think it's drop passes, it's penalties, it's our running backs getting hurt again. It's multiple different things that come into it. But if B-Rob's healthy, we gotta get that run game going.
And I know you spoke on the interior DT. Jeffrey Simmons is on the road right now. He's playing out of his mind.
We know who Jeffrey Simmons is. He plays like he got picked. Unlike somebody on that.
He do play like he got paid. I'll tell you that.
He's gonna be a problem. Arden Key has been balling as well, so he's gonna be somebody to watch. This gonna be a test regardless, but I think we're gonna rebound. I think we're gonna rebound this Sunday. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I was about to say we don't really have a choice. Like we kind of we have to, we got to.
Yeah. For me, the keys, just keep getting positive yards, scoring the red zone. We're at home, by the way. We're at home.
Oh, we're playing them here? Okay.
Yeah, we got to put up points. Defense, you just got to force Will Levis into making mistakes. Don't know, like I said, ET, I don't know if Marshawn will play this week. If I was to bet on it, I'd probably say no. I think they're really going to save him after the bye because we really need him after the bye. Like, we need him after the bye. Like, it's disgusting. We got to play, like, the Saints. I don't think Chris Olave is going to play. He got to play the Eagles. We really need him in that game. The Falcons, and the Cowboys again.
Falcons have been wishy-washy. I'm not too worried about them.
Yeah, they have been.
Falcons might give up that division, man.
Oh yeah, they might.
They might. They might. They might. And Zane Gonzalez will be then kicking the rest of the season. Cybert's on IR. So I think Zane Gonzalez is fine.
Yeah, so
it was a bad day for special teams. Like that was a terrible day for special teams. Like we're one of the best special teams units in the NFL, and they were not good.
Yeah,
They played very uncharacteristic of themselves.
Certainly did.
So yeah, DT. So they just gotta win, man. No excuses. No excuses.
Gotta win, man. This is part of the show where, Caleb doesn't participate whatsoever.
Nope.
I am going to say Commanders 27, Titans 17. I think it's going to be a tight game, but we put extra 3 points to get them out of the way.
I say Commanders 24, Titans 17.
Well,
Caleb?
I don't bet. I don't. DT, what have I done? I've only did a score prediction twice this year. I don't do that. I did it for the Steelers, and I didn't do it for the Cowboys. I did it for the Steelers. I think I did it for the Bucks. And that Steelers game, I was almost correct with the point margin. Almost correct. I was basically correct. It was a less than one possession game. Another game we should have won, but we're not going to talk about that because that's the past. But it is what it is. Got to move on.
We have to establish the run early.
Yeah, they have to.
Early.
Yeah, man. This damn, I'm going to this game too. Good gracious, dog.
You going to that game?
Yep, it's a birthday gift.
Oh, good for you, man.
Whew. But look, that's all we got for y'all tonight. We also hope that you guys have a very blessed and very safe holiday trip for his Thanksgiving time. Spend time with your family, eat the turkey, the stuff, and the Big Mac and cheese. Have the little yams on the side, mix it up together, and watch some football this weekend. And hopefully, we come out with a dub. But it's your boy DT Sensei. We got Caleb in the building and introducing our guest of the day with Mark. This is Command Time Podcast presented by the Fans First Sports Network, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We will see you guys next Wednesday to discuss win or loss.
It better be a win. Tell you that right now.
It better be a win. We'll see you guys next week.
Got me feeling so free, free.